College Football 25 has been out for about a month now, and people are slowly getting better at understanding the different new features such as the revamped passing and the new defensive styles that we really haven't seen before in football video games. In this video today, I'm going to be showing you guys some tips and strategies to, fix some parts of your games and fill in those weaknesses to be the most well-rounded player you can and start knocking off some of the better opponents in things like Road to the College Football Playoff and Ultimate Team. So with that being said, let's get straight into this video. The first thing is pretty self-explanatory, and it is just to play the mini games that the game gives you, and especially in Road to Glory, because I know it can be easy to just sim through the practice in Road to Glory, but every week it can be very helpful. I know it's tedious, but it does actually help. Drills like the pursuit ankle tackling and passing against the defense do carry over to the game, especially if you're playing Road to Glory. Those drills will help, but they also help in every single game mode because you're going to be doing that no matter what. Like, for example, in almost every game you play, Dynasty, Online, or whatever, you will have to tackle in the open field, and the drills with your Road to Glory player will actually help you do that with any player in the game just by learning how to actually maneuver your player and to use different buttons like strafing and stuff to make that tackle. Like I was saying, you can actually learn new controls by doing this and try them out and master them instead of having to learn on the fly, in an actual game. Drills like this are very, very useful for, figuring out things that you really didn't know before. Maybe you can go online, search up some tutorials on how to tackle in the open field and, work on that skill over and over when you already have it in Road to Glory. You're actually gaining stuff from doing it, so it's not just for nothing. Some people don't realize that doing these drills over and over makes it so that it's an instinct when you're in the game rather than thinking about it, because it applies everywhere, so there's no reason why it shouldn't apply in a video game where you're pressing the button. Once again, I'm just going to use strafe as an example. If it's something you've never done before and you learn how to do it in these practice mini games, then in the game you will do it without thinking, and it'll just improve your game that much more instead of never doing mini games and never learning how to strafe. If you want to take this further, you should just go into the main menu and do these on your own, and this will be even better for the people that actually want to grind it and become better instead of just being kind of complacent and doing it in Road to Glory the same 6 different mini games every week. If you go into the main menu, you have all these skill games to choose from, and the best part is you can do exactly what you need to sharpen your weaknesses or become extra good at one thing. It's honestly up to you which one you do, but the ability to choose these mini games cannot be understated how useful this is, because it literally, anything in the game you want to get better at, you have it right there. You can do it over and over, and the drills are actually designed to make you better instead of just having fun, I guess. They're made to make you more skilled at the game and to make you better at a very specific part of the game. Switching gears, we have team practice. This is another thing that can be very useful to make yourself better. For someone like me who mainly plays online with a specific team, doing a team practice that specific team helps a ton. And now I'm going to be talking about offense for a little bit because defense kind of is the same for every team, but offense, you have this playbook on your team, and if you can do those plays over and over again in practice, in team practice, it's going to make you that much more sharp with those plays, and you're going to start to see different things like reads and stuff that you might have not if you just kind of switch through teams. So I would highly suggest, if you're ever going to play online, if you're ever going to play where you get to select your team, use the same team over and over so that you become good at it. It's almost like Mario, Super Smash Bros. If you're constantly changing characters, then you're never going to become good at one of them. Instead, you should be using the same one every time to figure out like the ins and outs of players too. Running backs, quarterbacks, whatever it is, this will help you become good because you know exactly what team you're using and you have a good feel for it already. It's good for practicing common plays, but it's also a place to learn new plays from a playbook. Sometimes different things like read options and stuff, I'm scared to use them in a game because I really don't know how they work, and I think I'm gonna lose yards because I'm gonna make the wrong read or just press the wrong button. So practice where there are no repercussions. The ball is dead on turnovers. You get it reset every single time. There's nothing at stake. This is the best time to practice those new plays in your playbook, once again with the team you pick. That will actually make you a lot better, because these could be diamonds in the rough that you just never used before. So now you have a chance to go into it, practice the reads or whatever it is that makes that play unique, and get it under your belt so that you can start using it in online games and take the opponent by surprise when you pull it out randomly, even though you haven't been using it recently. Again, if you are struggling with a very specific part of the game, team practice can be very useful for that. If you want to select a play that you're not good at, like an outside run, for example, you could run halfback stretch, run it over and over again to get good at it, or to take it to another level. If you're bad at outside running in general, like I said, then just randomize the play, because the randomized play feature in Madden, in college football, is very underrated and is very useful for practicing a certain area or just having fun. But for this video's sake, I would say randomizing plays like outside run, again, where you're getting maybe countered, you're getting stretched, you're getting tossed, those can all help you. It can make you more well-rounded in that specific area, outside run, while getting good at the play. So if you do this enough, you'll become very skilled at outside runs, especially if you randomize it and you're getting all sorts of different plays. Each one will have a unique strategy, like toss, maybe you're wanting to sprint outside, stretch, you're trying to get inside the tight end or tackle. So doing these things that are similar but not the same is the best way to become well-rounded. And once again, you can take it a step further, randomize all the plays, which I like to do just for fun anyway, but to make you better, if you randomize all plays and just randomize plays on defense too, then that's gonna especially hone your skills, because you're getting whatever play they give you, not just whatever pick you're comfortable with, or which is the most fun. You're getting the whole entire playbook at your hands randomly, and you're just gonna have to go with it. Once again, no repercussions, so if you mess up, there's nothing bad gonna happen. It's just there to make you better. I've talked a lot about the weaknesses in your game. Everyone's is unique, but I actually wanted to make a segment where I go over how you can diagnose what you are bad at. So here it is. So there are multiple ways to do this. The first is just pretty basic, to eyeball it. If you are consistently struggling with a certain type of play, then it shouldn't be too hard to identify it, is all I'm trying to say. So there you go. But if you're not really getting any movement on offense and you're kind of stagnant across the board, then I would suggest what I said earlier about going into team practice and just trying plays that you've never tried before. Don't run any forwards, don't run halfback dive, don't run a halfback stretch. Run some of those read options that you kind of stayed away from whenever they're in your recommended, because you might up finding great plays for certain situations that you would have never found because you never use them in an actual game. So team practice also helps with this, just finding new plays that you really didn't know were as good as they could be, but now you do because you branched out and you stopped using some of those old plays that weren't really getting you anywhere. Back to identifying your weaknesses, the easiest way and the most straightforward way is to go into practice and run 10 times of the same kind of style of play. Once again, like outside run, randomize it, do it 10 times, and do it for every concept, kind of like short pass, long pass, medium pass, outside run, inside run, read option, stuff like that, and see where you're getting the most yards and the least yards. And I understand that there are different situations, passes usually gain more yards, but just kind of figure out, if you played football, football video games, football in real life, whatever it is, you have an idea of how far these plays should go for. So this way, if you're trying out every style of play, you're gonna find ones that you're not good at, and you're gonna find ones that you excel at. So that's how I would do it if I had to start over, how I would find what my weaknesses are, to once again practice them how I talked about in this video. So go back and watch it again if you want to go over that. But those are the ways where you can become better. And with that, that's going to wrap up today's video. If you made it this far, I really hope you try out some of these, as they can really help you become a better player. And I'm not just saying this for a YouTube video. These things actually do work. Practice works. So I really hope you do these. But thank you so much for watching if you made it this far, and I will see you in the next one.